Hello YouTube, thanks for checking out the video. So this is kind of episode 2 of this bike. I got the bike and did a little bit of work to it. It actually needed much less than what I expected. So this is mentioned earlier about I don't know, it's early 90s mountain bikes, early 90s Specialized. I say that because of the quill stem. Somewhere mid to later 90s they went to the threadless. This has a 1-inch threaded with the quill stem, so it's early 90s, if not late 80s. I guess I need to check that out a little bit better. But the bike turned out fine. After a thorough cleaning, I clean a lot with actually with WD-40 for cleaning and scrubbing. I use like SOS Brillo pads a good bit on different surfaces, aluminum surfaces. I do not use WD-40 as a lube. Don't misunderstand that. But I do use it as a penetrant to get things moving, and again to, like I said, just to help clean stuff up. Once it's all clean and it's together, I go back and I oil everything. Oil in the brakes and the chain, of course, and the derailleurs and little springs in the derailleurs. Even run oil down the brake cables. I do that with new brake cables, but this bike turned out good. The shifters work. It's grip shifters. It's a 7x3. The grip shifters turned out to work. This derailleur works. Really pleased. All I had to do was put some tires and inner tubes in it and clean it up, service it. So this is a 26-inch mountain bike, guys. Don't overlook these bikes. You can get these bikes cheap. I posted up on Facebook just asking if anyone might have an old bike hanging up that's just in the way. It's just trash, or I usually tell them the broke is good with me, you know, broke or missing parts. That's what I'm looking for. The cheaper the better. And I picked this up for really cheap. It looked to be in pretty bad shape, but it cleaned up super nice, and everything works. Tires and inner tubes. Other than that is just cleaning and servicing stuff. Turned out great. So we'll find a kid that needs a bike, and 26-inch mountain bike, you can get these things $40, $50, $60 that need very little work. And I'd rather have this 1990 model, you know, Specialized, over any, you know, department store bike. So be on the lookout for these things. Even with the quill stem, you know, take the headset apart, clean the bearings, repack them with grease. Quill stems, threaded forks and all, you know, work fine for decades and decades, for 100 years. And it can still work fine. You know, this is not a hardcore trail bike, but you can certainly ride some light trails, ride some of your city rail trails, ride neighborhoods, ride dirt roads. I mean, if I wanted to build it up a little bit better, a little bit more, I could, and make it a serious gravel bike or whatever. But this one, again, just a minimum amount of effort and dollars, and some kid is going to get a nice bike. So 26-inch mountain bikes, look for them, keep them going. They're easy to work on. They need little work. You'll see that this one's the rigid fork. I mentioned that in episode 1. The rigid fork is what you want to look for. Episode 1, I mentioned, you know, possibly changing this to a single speed, because I've done that before. If I've got broken derailleurs or they're just not working, a lot of times I'll just take those off and put the little single speed kit in here and make it a single speed. But in this case, it all worked. So no need to do that when it's all working great. But the rigid fork, a lot of times the old shocks that you might find on a bike, they're worn out and they're just junk. But if you can get one like this with the rigid fork, that's even better when you're looking for an old bike. So that's it. Get out there, look around, see what you can find. post up on Facebook, ask for folks, ask for those old junky bikes collecting dust in the garages. So that's exactly what this one was. The guy just figured it was junk and he was going to haul it off, but he just never could quite bring himself to do it, and thankfully he did not. So we got it, and I don't see anything wrong with it. It's a great bike. It's gonna last for many more years. All right, thanks. If you liked the video, click the thumb. Check out some of my other videos. Comment below if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.